All right, here we go. The final in-season sports market analyst nosebleed section podcast of the year. I'm your host as always, as my title says. This one's gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt. I'm joined by my co-host, an angry old man. I call you that a lot.
It's because I am. It's literal.
Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It's good to see everybody out there again. Yeah, as we said, tomorrow is the big game. Everybody knows what tomorrow is. Tomorrow is Super Bowl Sunday, February 12th, 2023. Kansas City Chiefs will be facing the Philadelphia Eagles. This one's not going to be long. Short, quick, to the point. We're going to go down to some predictions as the team has talked about. And yeah, like I said, we'll take it from there. So as we all know, like I just said before, the Eagles are facing the Kansas City Chiefs. I guess we'll jump right into it. As everybody knows, these guys obviously the stats line up, the storylines line up, and everything. You got the Kelsey brothers. You got Mahomes versus Hurts. Talking about this is going to be, you know, the first time in the Super Bowl, two black quarterbacks and everything. Big lot of storylines. A lot of storylines that's going to happen. Um, what I'll just ask you flat out because I know what you want to happen. I know who you
Absolutely.
want to win. But what do you think is going to happen?
Um, Conventional wisdom is this right here. Two things you're never supposed to do. Well, one thing you're never supposed to do. One is poke the bear. Right? Travis Kelsey came out before the actual before any of this. They said, "Do not mess with the Rocky statue." And you know what they did? They put the Kelsey jersey on the Rocky statue. Right? So that's already one strike against Kansas City right there. The other one is just literally conventional wisdom. Defense wins championships. And although Kansas City defense is no slouch, Philadelphia's defense is better. And we've already seen with the Super Bowl that Kansas City lost to Tampa Bay what a great defense will do to Patrick Mahomes and virtually any quarterback. So I'm expecting Philadelphia to win this game. I'm not that type of person that's ever gonna pick them to win a game unless I need them to. And like I said, I'm not going to do it because it doesn't benefit the Giants in any way. So that's just a spoiler for when you actually ask me for when my actual pick is. But that's what I'm expecting is for Philadelphia to win this game. I don't think they're going to run away with it. I'm pretty sure like you're talking about a Steve Spagnuolo defense. They're gonna have you got 2 weeks to prepare for Jalen Hurts and whatever else Philadelphia can actually bring. So I don't think it's going to be any type of a runaway. But if you're talking about them losing one of their top, threats in McCole Hartman if he does not play, because I remember late last week, I do recall Andy Reid saying he did not believe Hartman was going to make it to the Super Bowl, and you're still, well, at least for me, still wondering is Patrick Mahomes' ankle okay? So when you're going up against a pass rush like Philadelphia has, you want to make sure that everything is, clicking on all cylinders. And the question is Kansas City? And I don't think they are.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. The one thing I did see is that a lot of, and I can double check it real quick, but a lot of the things that I saw was that a lot of the people on the injury report actually came up pretty clean. Like at one point, I was just like, oh man, like watching some of these people that I saw. Oh, here we go. So this is what I saw: Kadarius Toney ankle and hamstring, Willie Gay Jr. shoulder, Mahomes ankle, McKinnon ankle, Pacheco wrist, Trey Smith ankle, Smith Schuster knee, L'Jarius Sneed knee. Like I just saw people. All I saw injury reports were crazy. But I mean, I look on the Eagles side. I mean, they're banged up too, so I can't make the excuse. Like Landon Dickerson, elbow, Lane Johnson, groin, Cam Jurgens, hip, Vontae Maddox, toe, Robert Quinn, foot, Bradbury. Bradbury and AJ Brown just have rust. But then everybody else only difference that everybody else up here just says rest. I mean, you have your main one. You have two big linemen or three big linemen. Sorry, you have Dickerson, Lane, and Jurgens. But everybody knows they've been banged up anyway.
And I was about to say that. Like they've been
Like,
banged up for weeks. So
yeah. But like when you look at it and you look at the Chiefs, like their injury report, Tony, McKinnon, Pacheco, Smith, Schuster,
all all skill positions.
like these are these are all Mahomes' weapons. Like this is everybody, all his weapons. So even in the beginning of to go back to the beginning of this whole thing, I'm like, people were telling me this whole time that the Chiefs somehow were gonna dismantle these guys, and I mean, and one of our own people said that too. Like that
Mhm.
in a second. But my main thing was like, where do you see the Chiefs beating these guys? That was one of my main things. Where do you see the Chiefs beating these guys at all? I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm not going to say it's a cakewalk. I'm not going to say it's going to be a cakewalk because that would be like just stupid and ignorant of me. But to be completely honest with you, from the jump, and everybody was talking about how the Eagles opened up as underdogs. I was like, in what world? In what world did the Eagles open up as underdogs? One, did you see the Chiefs injury report? Two, as you said, defenses win championships. Three, like if you're going to sit here and really look at it, do you really believe the Chiefs' offensive line is going to hold up against that defensive front? Like, Patrick Mahomes could be the greatest thing since sliced bread. He really can be. But if you're going to sit up here and I hope I'm wrong. Because again, the Giants fan, maybe hopes I'm wrong tomorrow. But I don't see any way that O line holds up against the Eagles' front seven. I just don't. Like, who they got? Brandon Graham over there, Josh Sweat, Sue, Hargraves, and then you have the linebacking core. Like, you just have too many people, in my opinion, that the Chiefs ain't going to be able to block everybody.
Mhm.
Now, I don't think, again, it's not going to be no 34-7. I'm not going to say it's going to be anything like that. I don't think it's going to be like the last Chiefs Super Bowl or whatever when they were in there and they got crushed by who's it?
Tom
The
and
Bucks?
Tampa Bay.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to be that at all. So, but I honestly don't see this game being all that close. I just don't. I mean, I hate to say it, but I really have the Chiefs by I really have the Eagles by 2, 3 touchdowns at this point. Like, it might start off close, but you're talking about a quarterback in Mahomes who uses his legs to extend plays, to get out of bounds, safety, all this stuff. Ankle's not 100%. You ain't going to be 100% this far in the season anyway, but he's
Mhm.
definitely not 100%. Your O line's not 100%. And you're going against probably one of these, not the most, dominant defense in the league this year. They have their record for a reason. I'm not like everybody wants to talk about their schedule and the quarterbacks that they played. Still got to go out and win the game.
Mhm.
So, with that being said, yeah, I'm taking Eagles in this one. I think as much as it hurts to say, I gotta go Eagles on this one.
Like I said, I literally the Giants fan in me won't allow me to do it. Like that,
I hear you.
it's nothing about me being a hater. It's not about me sitting up here not recognizing who they are and what they're capable of. I just can't do it. I literally just cannot. The Cowboys were in this position, couldn't do it. The Commanders were in this position, couldn't do it. Like it is what it is. They all saw what my reaction was the last time the Eagles were in the Super Bowl. I was 100% on the Patriots side for that game. It's just how it is. But
I
like I
hear you.
said, so for me, like if Kansas City is going to win this game, Kansas City is going to have to, and I mean absolutely have to, make Jalen Hurts beat them as a quarterback. You cannot let Philadelphia run all over you. Kansas City's defense, and here's the crazy part about it is with Cincinnati coming off of the victory that they did in Buffalo, I was expecting them to pretty much roll. I was expecting them to roll Kansas City. So Kansas City's defense showed up in the AFC Championship game, and they sat up there and they put a hurting on Joe Burrow and the rest of them. So I'm not going to sit up here and say that it's impossible. I'm just saying, like from my perspective, when we went into the Super Bowl in '42, that was it. Our defensive line was just like, listen, we're not going to win this game unless we throw Tom Brady off his. So the
Mm-hmm.
only way that they're going to be able to win this game in their thing is throw Philadelphia off of their game. They cannot sit up here and allow Miles Sanders and Kenneth Gainwell and well, Boston Scott only shows up against the Giants, so I don't think he counts here. But and Jalen Hurts, you know, we can't. They're not going to be able to sit up there and allow them to run for 250, 300 yards like they've done in the past in the last couple of weeks and everything like that. So, like I said, you still have a possibility that Kansas City is going to come out on top in this one, but the likelihood that it's going to be coming down to Kansas City's defense's ability to stop Philadelphia's running game. And that's not a slight at Jalen Hurts saying that he can't beat them with the arm, but Philadelphia's game when they have pounded teams, they've done it on the ground. So you took that running game away from them. You make them one dimensional. You make Jalen Hurts have to actually go out there and pick a defense apart. Question is, with him in this season, the way that he is, can he do it? I mean, sure he can, but can he do it here on this big stage? Who knows? That being said, like I said, Giants fan in me cannot allow me to pick the Philadelphia Eagles, so I'm picking Kansas City. I'm not going to give you a score because every time I do that, it ends up wrong and we end up losing. So I'm going with Kansas City. The hell with the score, and hopefully they come through for me. I don't need to see any freaking Eagles fans sitting up here cheering. I don't need to see any more of their antics on the news, sliding down light poles and all kinds of stuff, even after they were greased, destroying bus stops, or any of the heinous stuff that was going on the last time they won the Super Bowl. Stuff that cannot be mentioned on YouTube or any of these other platforms.
it, it's just comical. Like they don't know how to celebrate a victory. Like celebrate a win and burn your own city down. You don't make
No,
sense to me.
and the crazy part about it is, I am a Lakers fan. When the Lakers win the championship, inevitably somebody's car is going to end up on fire. And this is me saying y'all don't know how to act. Like,
Yo, they don't know how to act. They don't know how to act, man. They don't. I said I don't. It's tough again. Like the same thing I've said when we played them, when everybody's playing all throughout the playoffs. You have to play your A game. You have to play your
mhm.
A game. Anything less than that, you're going to lose. Um, real quick. So let's see. The chat is saying Eric with the Chiefs. Um, Jaquan with the Chiefs as well. Paul. Paul is the interesting one. Paul not only went Eagles. No, Paul went Eagles. No, Paul went Chiefs. Sorry. Jaquan went Chiefs, I believe. No, let me go. No, Jaquan went Philly. Paul went Chiefs and said Mahomes is going to torch the Philly defense. And he says, y'all are going to hate this, but Tony's going to have a big game. He says Pacheco is going to go for over 100 yards. And I want to say this is the Chiefs ranks as far as what he put up in the chat. He didn't really specify.
Mhm.
But I believe that's a very bold take. I think it's a wrong take, but I think it's a very bold one.
I mean, I respect
Um,
them for taking it, but
yeah, I'm
and
about to
I hope
say,
he's right.
like,
But
yeah, like I said, at the end of the day, I hope he's right, but I just don't see it. I don't see it.
mhm.
I just don't. I see games are won in the trenches. To me, games won in the trenches. Maybe I'm biased because I'm a lineman. I'm an ex lineman. I coached O line, D line, so that's where I see it. The Warriors won in the trenches. And I don't see the Chiefs O line being able to hang with the Philly front seven for 4 quarters. I don't see it. And then again, I hope the game planning is going. I know the game plan is going to be on point. Like I know Andy Reid and I know Bieniemy are going to sit up here and play. They're going to game plan something good. I know they're going to. Your game plan can be great, but you need weapons. And if Mahomes doesn't have his weapons, and that's the one big thing that we really talk about. Kelsey's going to probably have himself a game. They're going to put game plan probably around Kelsey to try to take him out of things,
I'm
which is going to
almost certain. I'm almost certain you're probably going to see Gardner Johnson following Kelsey.
you're going to have somebody that's going to follow Kelsey the entire game. If not one person, at least maybe two. They're going to
Mhm.
do something to get him out the game and make Mahomes beat you with the rest of his weapons. And if he's short one person, then I don't see. I mean, like he's going to have Tony. Tony may play. Listen again. Injury report says everybody's good to go. I just looked it up. It says everybody's good to go. They're checked out fine. So you may have Tony, Smith Schuster, Valdez Scantling, Sky Moore, like, and I know the whole big thing is about McCole Hardman. Andy Reid came out and said that he doesn't look like he's going to play, but he's not on the injury report.
Mhm.
So maybe he's playing, but again, if you're going to take Kelsey out the equation, Kelsey's going to get open. He's going to pick his spots. It's the Eagles, especially if the Eagles play his zone. Kelsey's like one of the best, if not the best, in the league at picking his spots in the soft zone and sitting in them.
Mhm.
But if they're going to game plan to take Kelsey out that equation, you got to hope that your other receivers step up and have the game of their lives. And again, and Pacheco's got to have a great game. McKinnon's got to have a great game. And I know they activated Clyde Edwards-Helaire, I believe. Uh, like I said, the Giants fan in me hopes the Chiefs beat these dudes. It really does. I pray the Chiefs beat these guys because again, like you, I don't want to see them winning anything. But Howard Johnson, the birds are ready for Andy Reid and baby Kelsey. listen, Howard, you may be right. You may be right. You see
I
that flag
appreciate your
behind me, though.
hotels.
We're gonna go on strike against all the Howard Johnsons. You see the flag behind me, man. I can't cheer for you guys. I just can't. Like my heart is was with the Giants. Like my heart and my brain with the Giants, but like I said, if I take my bias out the equation, just looking at it from a pure sports fan, the Eagles are going to win. That's just where I see this game going as.
Mhm.
Again, it hurts to say it, but I don't see, I don't see the Chiefs pulling this one off. I just don't. I think they're too banged up offensively. I don't think they have the weapons, and I think that defense is going to be too much for their offense to handle.
I think if prior to the Tyreek Hill move, I think this game is very, very different. I
Yo,
think
yeah,
we're
I can
still,
agree.
I think we're still looking at this like we don't trust the weapons that Kansas City has, and that's also affecting decisions and stuff that we're making. Patrick Mahomes still won the MVP in his
Yeah,
situation. Like I
very
said,
true.
but like looking at from what you were saying and from what I was saying earlier, I like it depends on exactly what condition all of these weapons that the Chiefs have are in,
Yeah,
and then it depends on can you know Kansas City's defense hang with Philadelphia's offense? Can they shut down the running game, force them to be one dimensional? Like that's pretty much going to be the key to it from that side of the ball. So, like I said, this is a rough one.
yeah.
This is a rough one. Even without the bias, this is a rough one.
Listen, if Casey has Tariq Hill, I might pick the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
Like I really might. But just the fact, because because if you have Tariq Hill on your outside, you have Kelsey on the inside, then you can't double somebody. You
Yeah.
can't. Which means like even if you have Darius Slay on Tariq Hill the entire game, Tariq Hill's gonna get his, which means Kelsey's gonna be open. So just pick your poison. But the fact that you don't have that guy, like MVS stepped up to the best he could,
Mm-hmm.
but MVS and Tyreek Hill are in different leagues.
Different stratospheres.
Like it just is what it is. That's the one thing I'm saying. Like Mahomes made an amazing journey with the weapons that he had this year. Amazing. Like Juju's never number one. He's never going to be number one. He's always a decent number two, solid number two. McCole Hartman, everybody was like, "Oh, we don't need Tariq. We got McCole Hartman. He didn't do much this year. Like he had a solid season, but like he's not Tariq Hill."
Mm-hmm.
And you got MVS, who's having probably the best season of his life, but again, he's not going to be your franchise number one receiver. So, like, if those you're going into the game with those three and Sky Moore, who you know, who has put up, who has put up, who was great in college, but just hasn't done like what he's supposed to do in the NFL yet. Like, I just don't see it. Howard says we cannot look at what KC had. Look now what they have. The Birds, pound for pound, are overmatched the Chiefs in 19 out of 20 positions. You sound like a fool. Well, I mean, what we just were saying is if he was there, if Tyreek Hill is there, then it might be different. We're agreeing. I'm honestly agreeing with you. Like I don't understand this. I literally just said for the first 20 minutes that the Chiefs can't match up to the Eagles. I don't. Maybe you missed the first 20 minutes of the 21-minute podcast we've been on, but I literally just said the Chiefs aren't going to be able to hang with the Eagles. So I don't understand that. Anyway, um, yeah, man, I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I don't. As much as I like the Chiefs, as much as I like the Chiefs to win, coming from a Giants fan, I don't see it. I don't think it's going to be I don't think it's going to be like a slaughter, but I think the Eagles are going to win by at least 10 to 14 points. I'd have to
Mm.
say
Yeah,
that's it.
like I said, you know where I stand. Like I said, I explain to you how I think this game is going to go. But like I said, I cannot get past the Giants fan bias in me, so I cannot pick Philadelphia. That's how it is. Like I said, ain't nothing. Well, it is against them, but I'm just saying that it is what it is. That's just how I am. I will never pick another NFC East team in the Super Bowl. That's just how I roll. My fandom can't allow me to do it.
I hear you. Well, I mean, short, sweet, to the point. That's really it. Um, Hopefully, it's a good game. That's the one thing. Like, I want it to be a good game. Like that, regardless of what the ending is. Like, I don't want to see 50-7. Like, if it
Not
gets
even
to
that.
that, like,
Not even that. Don't let me see another Patriots Rams from a couple years ago
yeah,
because
yeah,
that
that'll
game
be rough.
sucked.
I'm just thinking of like what was that? The Seahawks Broncos game was 42-8. Oh,
Yeah.
that was bad too. Like, regardless of the outcome, I just want to see a good game. Give me a good Super Bowl. Like, give me like a last second 60-yard field goal and it's 31-31. Like, give me something crazy.
Mm,
That I will like. If the Eagles win on like a 64-yard field goal or something like that, or if the Chiefs win on a 64-yard field goal and it's 31-31 or something like that, I will stand up and applaud that game. Like, give me a good game to end my NFL season. Please don't give me 44-6. Don't give me anything like that. I'm gonna want to turn off a 40-3 at halftime and just like don't give me that.
yeah.
Like, just don't give me that. I'll turn it off and go watch something else. Like, that's the only thing I want at the end of the day. Like I said, my pick. If I had to choose, my pick is the Eagles. Uh, Howard Johnson. People are gonna hate. Watch to another ring floor. Man, it is. This Eagles fans are spicy, man.
I know,
Jesus.
man. They're like sitting up here talking a whole bunch of junk, but like I said, it is what it is. That's football. I'm not. I
I
don't take
mean,
what I don't take what
yeah.
faithless people on YouTube and Facebook say hard. So keep talking
It,
whatever shit you can. It is what it is.
it is what it is. Like, because at the end of the day, Howard, I'm pretty sure if the Giants were in this scenario, you'd be saying the same thing. Like, I'm pretty sure if the Giants were where you were, if the Giants were 14-3 or whatever, and we dominated pretty much the whole year and went to the Super Bowl, and we were playing another team, I'm pretty sure you'd be sitting here the same thing, saying, "I hate the Giants. Go Chiefs. I don't want to see the Giants ever win." It'd be the same thing. So, like, come on, man. But anyway, again, last podcast of the regular season. Oh, sorry, last podcast of the NFL season. Sorry about that. Um, should hopefully be a good game. It's been fun. Off season's coming up, guys. Look out for we're gonna do combine news, sports, this general general NFL news, pro days, NFL draft as always. We're gonna put out a couple of our sports mock drafts. Um, yeah, we're gonna try maybe do some XFL and USFL games. Maybe do something like that. We'll see.
Why not?
Right? Football in the spring. Can't beat it. Can't beat it. This guy, Howard. I want to get this guy on the show. We lost all three of these games here. Anyway.
Whatever.
Anyway.
It happened. It's not the first time this shit's happened. It may happen again in the future. Like, whatever. It is what it is.
Anyway.
Hell, between us, if you want to freaking sit up here and actually bring history into it, you guys were the first ones to lose 3 games against us. So, again, like I said, we can play this game all you want, but like I said, y'all can go in there, y'all can enjoy yourselves being the current NFC champions and hoping that y'all win the Super Bowl. But you're stuck on us as the Giants fans. So I don't know, maybe inferiority complex, not sure, but that's what it sounds like.
I don't get this is what we're talking about. This is what we're talking about, yo. Can't even celebrate right.
I know.
Over here agreeing with him, man. He's cursing you out. Like,
sitting up here, like, yo, I really think they're going to win this game. I really think the Eagles are going to win this championship. I don't want them to. I really think they're going to. Yeah, fuck the Giants. What?
yeah, I can't.
Concentrate on the Chiefs, son. All right? Concentrate on the Chiefs.
Yeah. Yeah, made my whole Saturday. Oh my god. Yo, have a good night, y'all. Oh my goodness.